Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Just thought I'd put it together a video for us here. So we're going to be using this chart that I have. This is a 317 rundown chart. So everybody likes to use a 317. So just make a quick video on this one to see if we can narrow down some search and just using some histories here for us. We're going to be using state of Arizona. So this is the charts, the numbers that have come up in the past. We have 2025 right now, so we're just going to pick a state. I haven't chosen any numbers or anything like that, so we're going to base it off of this. I was working on this 173 right now, but we'll go ahead and find another number that we can use. So let's go to May of 2025, and let's type in a number here. Let's go with, let's see. So let's go with the 20th, 186. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the 186. And the next number is 863. 186 to 863. So we'll type it in here. 186 to 163. So this is the go-to numbers. So let's put that in. 186 631 631. This is a chart that I have. This is all 317 rundowns. So each box is here. This box, and this box. They're all calculated by, these are all threes, these are all ones, these are all sevens. So all you got to do is when you put the number, plug in the number in this box on the top, just press the run 317, automatically changes the numbers for you. So it's a quicker way of doing analyzing numbers. So that way you don't keep writing it out, writing it out, writing it out. You know what I mean? So it makes things a lot simpler for you. So with this one, let's go ahead and take a look and see. So the date on this again is the 20th to the 21st, right? So right here's the 21st. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the way I play it is, so the way I play it is I'll find the 21st. So the 21st is right here, right? So we'll just make that into blue. So the 21st is there. And around that should be the number somewhere, right? So let's take a look and see if it narrows it out or not. It's always attached to the 21st. This is the 21st as well, if you put it this way. And then if there's any other two ones put together, so the number came out as 863. 863 is attached to the 21. See, real quick, 863. All right, and then, but the cool thing about this too is like if you have a number and it's always going to play off of the six here. So if you look at the six here, there's a six down here. There's a six right here. Sometimes I would choose this and put it down here. And that 863 is probably attached to the six somewhere, which is attached to this six on here. So 863 is up here too. See, it's attached to the six here. It's wrapped around the six itself, because the number that's played off of this is the main number of this winning number. So somehow this third number is always going to be in line with the number where the next number will appear. See, so I chose this number here and the six is here. This is the same chart here. Is the exact same chart here. And this number is down here. See, 863. All right, so, but that's that. That's how this one played out. But it's based off of it. If you want to play it off just this chart itself, it's going to be playing off of the 2-1 itself because the date of the next number is the 21st. Okay. So let's take a look at the next number. So after that 863 was 403. So we're going to go ahead and take the 403 here. See, the 22nd. So what I'll do is I'll take this number, the 863, and plug it in here. 863. And I'm mirroring the numbers here. So if you're looking at this side of the chart and trying to find out where the numbers are coming from, it's the mirror numbers. So 8 mirrors with 3, 1, 8. Right? So it's 3, 1, 8. So if you look at the chart down here, this is the mirror section here. So the 8 is the 3 right here. The 6 is the 1. And then the 3 is the 8. Okay, so that's how it played out. So let's hit this button. And now we're going to search for the 22nd. So the 22nd is right here. And the next day's number is 403. So let's see if that's attached somehow. So we'll go ahead and highlight all the 2's, but this is the 3 here. And there's a 4 here, but there's no 0. The 0 would have been the 5 here. So this one is a 3. So if I would have taken this 3 and put it here as the main source of numbers here, because it's attached to the 22, and want to back up this way. The winning number will back up this way. See it? 403. Still attached to the 22. Sometimes it narrows it down, like on the side. Might be attached to here because the 22s are up here too. It's going back to the 2 itself. Or if you look at the date itself too, this might be another way you can always play the date, is 22 to 23. See, 22 to 23. We'll back up this way. So that's the way that so it's always going to point towards the number, because if you look at this here, this 3 is the main number for the 3, right? So sometimes it hits the number itself, or sometimes it might be just on top, right? So, but that's the way this one played out, is the 340 is 430. Okay, so let's go ahead and test the next number. So now we're going to go to the next number is 727. So here we go again. Let's see, 727 on the 23rd. So we'll go ahead and do that. Put that in. 727, 272, 272. So 272 is the main number of the 317 rundown. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I think it's like 227 or 722, one of the twos, but this is one of the main numbers for the 317 itself. Because 727 is the, oh, my bad. So we're looking at 403. My bad. My apologies. So it's going to be 958. So 403 was the last winning number. So we're going to plug that in. And now we're going to go to the 23rd. So the 23rd is this number itself. So here it is. So we'll go and put that in as the main number. So we'll make that blue. So the 23rd, and the 23rd is right here too. And then the 23rd is right here too, going this way. So wrap around these 2's and 3's. It's probably going to be the 727. See? 727, 727. Let's make it red, so that way we know the numbers came up. See, 23rd here, 72. Then it goes back up this way as 727. See, so it's all the way across. 727. And to narrow this down, the 23rd is the source here, which is the 3 goes down here, and that's the main number that's on top of the 23. Okay, so so this is your anchor. The 3 is always going to be your anchor somehow. So any third number of the winning number is going to be the anchor where the number lies. Okay, so that's the 23rd. The 23rd is this way. So 272. So the 23rd is telling you, say, hey, this is a curvy number, so it's going to be this way. 727. Okay, so let's try the next number. So the next number is 459. So let's go ahead and go to, let's remove these colors real quick. Let's clean it back up. And let's put the number in, 459. So 727, 272, 272. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at the date for the 24th. So the 24th is here. Okay, so the 24th is right here. So let's make that blue again. And Is there any other 24s? The 24th is here as well. So 24, 24, 24. So all I'm doing is highlighting all the 2s and 4s. So let's do that. So that's the pattern. So now I'm wrapped around that should be the next number. So, but we got to take this and put the 7 here. So let's put the anchor there. Make it yellow. So these are the anchors. All right, so we'll go and put that in. So wrapped around the 7 and the 2s, the 24 should be the 459. So there it is. So 549. It's attached to the 7, and then it's attached to the 24th this way. 549. And even coming down this way, 549. It's always attached to the 7 and the 24 itself. So here's the 25th. See, so that's how this one played out is 549, 459, but it's attached to the 24. So, but that's the way this one played out on the 317 chart. Okay. So it's just, but main thing you gotta understand is really just understand where the number maybe is gonna come up as. So if you highlight the 7s here, let's put this back as red. So if you just, let's say you just played a 7 by itself without the other numbers. See, because the 24th is this way. The 24th is down here too. So you just gotta find out where all the 7s are at. So let's say if you just highlight all the 7s. So let's just use the middle part. So these are all your 7s. So wrapped around your 7 is all your numbers. 4, 5, 9. See, these are all your numbers here that you can do use a combination because it's really the exact same numbers. 4, 5, 9. Then if you look at this as a 24th, 4, 5. And on top of the 24th is the 9. You can do the combination that way too. Okay. So let's go ahead and try another one. So after the 459 was 048. So let's put 048 there. Let's do the 459904. Okay. So we put that in. So we'll take this 9. Let's build the anchor around the 9 here. Put the 9s in yellow. And from there, around the 9 should be the 05048. So here's another 9. Okay. All right, so there it is. So there's the 9. So there's a 4 and an 8. Well, actually, it's a 4 and a 0. The 8 is above the 9. 0408. And sometimes they're all attached to one another. Sometimes they're not. So, but every number is always going to be attached to this 9 here. 48, 408. 408, and then it says attached 408, but there's no, the 9 is way up here. 408 back to the 9. See, 940. Oh, sorry, 480. So the 9 is the anchor because it's based off of this. And another way you can play it too, sometimes is this 9, the 4, 5 itself. Wrapped around the 4, 5 is going to be the main number because this one is a mirror of the 459 is the 4 5 here, right? So anywhere this 4 5 is attached is sometimes always going to be the number 2. So like here, 4 5, then it's 480, And the 45 comes this way too. It's attached to the 480. So that might be another way you can look at it, these numbers. But I mean, I've been studying a lot of charts lately, and it's just like sometimes it's like it's all randomized, but whatever works for you. I mean, sometimes it works, some works very well. Then if you're just playing this chart here without these numbers on the left side or the right side, I mean, you can still do it that way too. I mean, it still can work and see if it's something that you want to do. So let's do this. So 048. So let's just say we want to play 048 by itself in this chart. Okay. So 048, the next day's number is 682. Okay. So 682. So what I'll do is I'll go to this 8 and I'll find the 8 here. Now, see right here, the next day's number is 682. The 682 is going straight. That's a 317. Because here it is, look. 048, 682. And guess what? It's the date is the 6, and the anchor number is 8. And then it just goes straight. Okay, so the next, let's try it again. So let's do the 682 in here, just this chart here. So the next day's number is, let's see, next day's number is the 7. So the 27, 8866. So this here again, and the 2 would be here, the anchor, and the number came up as 886. So this one didn't work at all. It's way down here, but then we're looking at the 7. So the 7 is here. So this 8 is here, this 8 is here, because the 3 is a mirror of 8, and then this is a 1, which would have been a 6. See down here, 6, it mirrors to the 6. But then if you look at the date here, it would have been the 27. See, the 27th is here. But if you would have shuffled these numbers here, it would have been 886. But since you're not using the chart, fully chart here, it's just only half made, you know. So, but if I would have used the 686 and mirror this off, 137, let's just use the right side, you'll see the whole number that will appear. So it's 8. So here it is. So it's 8, 6. The 6 is back up here, still the source of here. The 7, 8, 6, 6. So if I went on this side, now you see the left side of it, 8, 8, 6. And the 7 is attached to it again. See, all the 7s are blocking it off now. So that's the reason why I like to use 3 different charts, because you're not just seeing the one side of the mirror. You're just like, this is just the face value of the number, right? The face. This is the one side of the mirror. This is one side of the mirror. So if you look at yourself in the mirror, you see your reflection pointing back to you. That's literally the same thing here. As if you're looking at the mirror side of it, there's attach. They're all attached. Okay. So that's the 866 that came up there. So let's make it clear this all off and let's make it white. Okay, so let's try the next number, 733. So now we're going to take the 866, 8, 8, 6, 3, 3, 1, 3, 1, put it there. So what I'll do is I'll find all the 6s here. So we're going to go down here to the 6. Let's highlight the 6. And from there, let's go ahead and find all the 6s. So 6, 6, 6, 6. So these are all your 6s, right? So these are all your 6s. So you just got to choose what 6 is going to use. And one of these sixes should have the number for you. Okay, so that's so let's see. So the date is the 28th. So this is the 8th. Let's see where the 28th is at. So 28. So the 28th is down here. So the next day's number is 733. So there's the threes, but the seven's way off. I don't see any 733 connected at all. Even though you use the six, like three and threes here, the seven's way under the other six. See, so it's all still attached to the six. This one been hard to play. It would have been a really hit and miss on this one. So let's make this back to white. So, but yeah, it's just really understanding what you're trying to accomplish. You know, it could be simple, it might be difficult, but just make sure what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, whatever strategy you're using, 317s, all the different strategies that are out there. I mean, it is a puzzle. You just got to find out how to solve it, you know. So I like to use this as an anchor in any games, right? So if I put the six here, the seven was here, right? And if you would have chose this six here, would have been the three here. Or sometimes you might get all the numbers wrapped around the anchor itself. Okay, so let's do one more. So let's do the 733 288 288. So now we're going to take this 3, which is the 3 itself. So let's put it here. Let's use this chart on the left side because that way we see the full picture. Okay, so 733, so the 3 is the anchor. And that number after that goes to the 3s. So it's probably going to go to the 4 somehow or back to the 3. So this is the anchor. So let's use this as an anchor here. So the next day's number is 314. 314. So if you use this as an anchor, see, 314. There it is. As the red anchor. 314, which goes back to the 3 over here. See, still points back to that. And even here, it's the 3s. And it should go to the 29th because the 29th is the date for this. See right here, 29. 29 goes back to the date. And if you look, don't believe me here, it's right here. 314, the 29, the 29, 314. If I would have went to the date here, the 28 itself, there's really no way that they went to the, maybe look, the 29th is here, the 28th is here. If you would have played it this way, now it's 1, 3, 4. See, that would have worked as well because it's going to the next date. So just narrow down your search. Just sometimes it could be like something really simple. Sometimes might just play straight. Sometimes might go all different ways. But it is a work in progress. I'm just trying to narrow it down to what is the magic chart. You know what I mean? Which is the best chart to use. I mean, I have another chart that I use. That's I call it my testing sheet, which has a whole bunch of the stuff on it right now. And this is my testing sheet. Okay, so it has a lot of stuff on it. Let's see, this is my testing sheet. It's the same thing, but I use a lot of different type of runs downs to test. And these are like all the rundowns that are available. And then these are all my roots sums of my testing sheet. So I'm just trying to narrow down how to figure this out. This is like a the 369 rundown sheet. But if you look at 317, some numbers are like, so let's say I put 317 in this box. So these are going to be your anchors of of each uh, each area to play. So let's say you do 317s, right? So each of these numbers are your main numbers, okay? So like the powerful ones are here is 179 is a really good number to play on, the 179. But if I were to play, then sometimes these numbers here, if it's going straight, like let's say 459 was playing, right? So 179 is here. That 048 is probably attached somewhere, right? So what I would do is 459 is what I would play, right? So 459, then I would go 904, 904. So now I'm playing the 459 and I'm seeking the ninth. So the secret of that was the 179, right? So 179 and then the 048, right? So the 048 should be, let's see. So 459. So I would look for so 17 is here. So right here, 179 is this way. So 179 is playing backwards because that's a secret number. So wrap around the 048 is the 179. So sometimes you just gotta narrow down your search based off of your power number itself. The power number again is 317, right? So you're using the 317 chart. So 179 is here because I'm using this number here, the last digit off of this. So you just got to find where it's at, where it's located. If it might go back forward, it might go straight, it might even go diagonal this way. Okay. But this 179 attached is always going to be the next number attached to it. So let's try it out. Let's do another one based off of this. So let's make this back to white. So let's do 683. So I put 683, 138, right? Now the 3 is here, so the number I'm going to be looking for is 9. It's going to be 9793. It's going to be the source number. So what I'll do is 138 here, right? So now somewhere around this chart is going to be the 3 numbers attached, right? And when that number comes up, this 403 is going to be attached to it. So let's see, let's search 973. Where is 973? Right here, 937, right? So that's the anchoring part. So we'll make it orange. So attached to it, it should be 403. See, 403, 403. Boom. And this 9, this number is a 3. See? So those are your numbers. 973 wrapped around the 403 and it's even attached to 403. So, but that's how I play it too. And a lot of times I hit it that way when I play pick 3 is based off of the anchor numbers off the 317. So the best way to find it is just type out 317 and then just match what the number is playing. So let's say I play this 186. So yeah, I go down here and find the 186, right? So it's 486 there. So now I put in the number here, 186, 631, 631. I run that. Now I gotta find the 486 in this chart. It's gonna be all attached. Okay. And right here, 486. See, it's not straight, but it's still attached together. So make that orange. Now the next day's number is 863, 836. See, 836. So it's pretty interesting how this whole thing plays out. You know what I mean? So it's always going to be attached to the 317, and you just got to find out where the pattern is at. Okay. So let's do one more. Let's try a new number. These are all the numbers we already tested out. So let's do the month of September. Let's do 11 to the 12th. 756. Okay. So we put 756. Then it's going to be 201. And you just gotta find your anchor number, 317. Okay, so 317 is matching with the 6 here, so it's the 486 again. See, 486. Now I just gotta add a 201. Now you gotta find a 486 somewhere. 486 is this way. See, it's going backwards. 486. So then I go here, make that yellow. And the next day's number is, so 75. So the next day's number is 373. So if there's a 37 right here, 373. There it is, 373. If you were to play the 373, it's wrapped around the sevens and threes. So if you would have played this as a combination, anytime you play a double in any combinations, 377, so it's 373, 337, 733. So if any time of doubles you play, I will always play the other side too. I would play the 773, 373, and then 33, or actually 737, and then 7377. I would always play the mirroring side of it too. Okay, so that way you have a better chance of winning the number itself. I mean, uh, especially if it's double, you know what I mean? Because you might choose the right numbers, but the wrong combination. So this way, at least you have your chance of winning straight. Any type of doubles when I play too, I don't play as a box number unless if you're just testing numbers out. But if you for sure know that that might be the combination, I played the doubles most of the time just straight. And at times I might hit, I mean, like here in Arizona, there's only one draw. And when I play, I always try to play the doubles. And when I do play the doubles, it's always it always works somehow. All right. So, but let's do one more. I'm just gonna pick another random number. So let's try this. 429 to 284. Okay. So let's clear this off first. So we're gonna do 429 to 284. Okay, so 429974. Now we're gonna find the anchor number for this. So it's 317. So the 9 is here, the 179. Okay. All right. So now we gotta find the 179. Okay. So that's what we're searching here for. So 179. So there's a 179 right here. Okay. So 179 is the main source of numbers, and next day's number is 284. Right between them. Boom. So that's the way, I mean, a lot of times I hit. Okay, that's the best way to play too on these 317s. So it can be different strategies. Sometimes it might be the source of this number as 9. See, the 9 is here. As the main foundation of this number is the 9, which is the 9 is right in the middle, right? Right on top of it is the 284. Okay, so that might be the next confirmation for you. So, but that gives us an insight. I mean, I went over my time here is over half an hour now. So, but hopefully learn something today. If you like the channel here, or if you like my videos, just subscribe. I mean, if you like to learn more about different strategies with different type of charts, let me know. Every state has a great way to play in certain things. I'm using Arizona right now. And if you want to learn more about some of the stuff that I have, I mean, just follow along with my channel. If you want something to be created, I make Excel spreadsheets, which is one of the things I like to do is just really helping people search faster, search faster and make things work for you. Okay, make sure that that way you can actually search a lot faster, a lot quicker, a lot easier, and no errors. You know what I mean? Sometimes we write it out, and then next thing you know, we make a mistake. You know, or sometimes we write it out by hand over and over and over. It just takes too much time. You know, with this, it's just you just type in the number, you just hit run. Boom. Okay. All right. Well, have yourself a good day. Take care of yourselves and be safe out there. And if you'd like to get this chart, it should be in the link below to get a chart for yourself. See ya.